Hello, it's Friday, May 29, and today our scripture reading is John chapter 21, verses 15 through 25. When they had finished eating, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" "Yes, Lord," he said, "you know that I love you." Jesus said, "Feed my lambs." Again Jesus said, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" He answered, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus said, "Take care of my sheep." The third time he said to him, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was hurt because Jesus asked him the third time, "Do you love me?" He said, "Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you." Jesus said, "Feed my sheep. Very truly I tell you, when you were younger, you dressed yourself and went where you wanted. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands, and someone else will dress you and lead you where you do not want to go." Jesus said this to indicate the kind of death by which Peter would glorify God. Then he said to him, "Follow me." Peter turned and saw that the disciple whom Jesus loved was following them. This was the one who had leaned back against Jesus at the supper and had said, "Lord, who is going to betray you?" When Peter saw him, he asked, "Lord, what about him?" Jesus answered, "If I want him to remain alive until I return, what is that to you? You must follow me." Because of this, the rumor spread among the believers that this disciple would not die. But Jesus did not say that he would not die. He only said, "If I want him to remain alive until I return, what is that to you?" This is the disciple who testifies to these things and who wrote them down. We know that his testimony is true. Jesus did many other things as well. If every one of them were written down, I suppose that even the whole world would not have room for the books that would be written. In this passage, we see the aftermath of Peter denying Jesus 3 times before Jesus' death. Now this time, 3 times, Jesus comes and asks Peter, "Do you love me?" And in this, we see Peter's hurt. We see Peter's recognition of his own sin and failure. But Jesus, at the same time, is offering him grace, offering him forgiveness. Jesus is welcoming Peter back as one of his followers. Jesus says, "Follow me, do my work, care for my people." And the way that Jesus works with Peter here, I think, is a very good parallel for how God works in all of our lives. God leads us to an awareness of our own sinfulness and our need for Him. Then God points us to forgiveness in Jesus, leads us to confess, to look to Jesus for salvation. And then God helps and calls and empowers us to follow Him, to live for Him. That's my thought on today's reading. If you have thoughts of your own, please feel free to share them below. I would love to hear from you. Otherwise, thanks again for watching.